Hi.
Hello, everybody.
We are Dom.
I'm Ken. I'm Ken, and so's he.
So is he. I'm just like Spartacus. I'm Dom. I'm Ken. Welcome, everyone, to the Plastic Crack Podcast, episode 13. As you have probably noticed, we are two men down tonight again. Unfortunately, Ken's technical difficulties still mean he can't join tonight, and at the last minute, Dom has had to step away, but he might be able to join us a little bit later. So, even though we're on Dom's channel, he's trusting us to take the helm, as it were.
And not use the intro.
Not use the intro that we did. That we did. Did we get a telling off? There was words.
I mean, there was some positive comments in the Facebook chat.
We had more positive.
We need to see this every week.
Do you know what? I had more. What I'm gonna have to miss out. We may not have got more peak viewers than ever. However, in the last week's stream has had more views in 7 days than any other cast. It's currently sitting at 1,300 in 1 week. So I was gonna say that when they went, yeah, it did get higher, but I can't do that now. So.
You can't argue with the numbers, can you?
No, I don't do. But so you're in our hands tonight, which should be interesting. So
twice in the space of 7 days. You lucky people. You should count your blessings.
This is a good point. Joe's race is a good point. He says, "Quick, show off all the turnips." We are on Dom's channel.
Oh,
I have nothing turnip. Oh no, I do. But that was spoiled a surprise.
I've not worked on anything turnip related for ages.
I like that. I like that. Cheers, Don. Well, this is unexpected yet not somehow not. Well, thank you very much. How was Adepticon?
That looks so cool. Some of those tables, some of those games just look beyond awesome. I was so jealous. I really was.
Storm of Steel's coming in. Maybe it's time to break off on your own.
Sedition.
So we could go and do our own thing, like when Bruce left Maiden. Although for about three albums. Or no, one of his albums. I remember the review of it. Says this is more Maiden than Maiden. Anyway, enough of the heavy metal talk. I'm going to hand things over to Steve because I did it last week.
Yes, we're doing a bit of a joint, unexpected thing tonight. Anyway, we have got a subject which we'll be getting to in a little bit, and big thank you to everyone that's watching on the replay.
Yes, thank you very much. Dom has pointed something out for us though that he specifically wanted us to bring up, because I'm sure we're going to go through everybody in a minute, but he wanted the first person who commented to be put up here, and I believe this was 3 days ago. That's
Jonas, isn't it? Jonas, you madman.
So congratulations, you win first.
You win.
So yeah, you win. That's impressive. I wasn't even thinking about the podcast 3 days ago.
No. 3 days ago, I can't even remember what I was doing 3 days ago. It just shows how rock and roll my weekend really was. It wasn't really rock and roll.
Tell, even though it's not wargaming related, right? And some people may say that our hobby and maybe the people in it are monotonous, right? God, tell them what you.
This wasn't just me. My better half wanted to see this. It's not nothing dodgy or iffy.
Qualifying that quite quickly.
Just getting that, because we are on Dom's channel. We don't want any filth on here. No, I have Game Pass on my Xbox. It means a bunch of free games per month, and one of those games this month is Lawn Mowing Simulator. And I played it for about 2 hours over the weekend. I have no words. I was briefly mindless. I really was.
When you told me that initially, I thought you were going to say Lawnmower Man or something like that.
No, Lawnmower Simulator. Oh, some of the simulator games. I saw one on the Microsoft Store. Tank Mechanic Simulator.
I know some people that probably do with that.
Should we have a look to see who's here?
I think we should.
Let's have a brief run through very, very quickly. So we have Leslie, we have Mark, who's pointed out something that we all think. Monday night's never been the same since finding PCP. Just like Mark.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I will take that. I'll take that in the way that I believe it's meant to be taken.
We have Pat. We have Battle Matt. Rich John. Don. Evil Jim Reaper is here. East Norfolk's Battle Matt. I've said that. Paul Crouch. Shakers and Sprues. General Jack. Lazy Pirate Painting. Carl Burks. Peter Little. Shrink 7. Charles Latour. Is this Charles's first time here from San Diego?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. That's fantastic. We need that damn map.
We need that
we
damn
need
map.
To do that damn map.
Gary Phillips is here. Duke Wellington. Louis Baby. Friends of General Haig. Drew from Tenement Tabletop is here. Stoic Steve. Luke Farrell. Alex, Storm of Steel. What else we got? Crossing Obstacles Gaming.
Fantastic.
John City. Look, he's here after 3 days.
After 3 days. I hope you went. I hope you had a walk or at least a drink. At least you went to. Tell me you went to the loo.
I was going to say deep vein thrombosis is a nasty, nasty thing. Yorkshire Gamer, Steve Harbour, Andy P, Lee, Old School FRP, White Stag Merchants, Andrew JF, Phil Dent, Allard, Marky Sparky, Carazette, CC Audi. Hello, everyone from Colorado.
Cool.
Are we definitely international now? We've got to be international.
Well, we're international right near the start, weren't we, Leslie?
Yes, obviously. That clearly makes it international. Welcome Hewitt, Rich M, Michael Hiscock, Sam Gertz, War Games Hobby. I know. See, James, mate, we're under strict instructions here.
There's an embargo.
Our hands are tied, unfortunately. Contractual issues going on. We have been speaking to our legal representatives, but there's no shift at the moment.
Me and Steve are going to form a union and, and take it up with Ofcom.
Oh, dearie me. John Carter. Robin's in. Do we get the cool intro again? No, sorry, Robin. Again, contractual issues, can't do about it. Fire in the Hill. Farnborough Splitters. Oh, dearie me. Walkabout Games. Actually, Gamer. Lionheart. I've gone through it. Well hung in. 2 down, 2 to go.
We'll never go.
We'll never go. To quote John Rambo, nothing's ever over. You can't just turn it off. Ian Wright, Johnny B's here, Benjamin, Casper Olsen, Adrian. Oh, hello from Adrian. Evening, been watching for a while. This is the first time saying hello. Greetings,
hello.
Adrian.
Thank you very much.
Nice to say hello. Battle Knights. Hello, Jason. Yeah. Tank Mechanic Simulator. I'm off. See you in the catch up. What have I started? Joseph, CO Wolf, Bad Beagle, Ricky Turner, Den Preston, Miller is here. Miller's mentioned. How you going, mate? And I think we're at the end.
Have you done it? Have you got through them?
I got through it. God.
That can only be because there aren't as many people watching because of this chat. No, I'm not.
I'm exhausted.
Dear.
All right. Tonight's theme, there was meant to be 4, but there's only 2, is we're going to be talking about our perfect wargaming room.
Fantastic. So we're going to need a bit of help.
We are going to need a bit of help with this one. It's going to be interesting to see what other people's views on this are. Are you ultra modern? Have you got that Art Nouveau sort of look? Do you go for old rustic furniture? Do you shop in IKEA?
I imagine that most people are going to say, "I just like a room."
I'd be happy with a room. When I play anything, I've got to rearrange my living room. It's a complete nightmare. But I do live in a shoebox, so there we go. So that's going to be the topic for tonight. I know we haven't really done a lot, have we?
Well, see, I was waiting for this because I was like, oh, this will be all right because Dom will be on. And Dom wasn't here last week, and he'll have done 50 million things. Now, I know Dom has put up photos, but I'm not going to put them up because I don't want to take away his moment of glory when he's put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different photos of what I think are all different things. So I'm not gonna go through those. I'll leave them for him, which means that next week we'll have a good half an hour long break at the start where I don't know, I can make a sandwich or something like that, so you can go through.
Dom. So we'll have Dom double dipping.
Yeah. So the only thing, well, so I've done so modeling wise, I haven't actually finished anything. I started putting together quite a few things and I was working on various bits, but I was focusing actually on video editing and stuff this week. This was the view of, this was my Saturday. Basically, that was it. Just lots of books, and then getting angry with books that had conflicting information, which also conflicted with what I thought. So I just went with what I thought because clearly that's the best path. But no, so I've done loads of research. But to be honest, it was nice to have a little break. I've been putting together some bits and bobs, but I didn't want to try and rush anything. Look, I'm making a desert well out of. I had lots of little foam bricks left over from my castle build. So I was like, hang on, I can build lots of various things there. So I've done a well. And look, and also I thought inside the castle that there would probably be stacks of bricks for repairs and things. So I've just made like a crate of bricks just by sticking them on spare bases. And then I started thinking about these would be quite good for bolt action if you just paint them up sort of red brick colour. And then I've done a few other things. I'm painting up some Victrix Normans tonight. And I don't know why, but I went on a bit of an ordering frenzy in the last 3 days. I've ordered loads. Absolutely loads. I've ordered more Normans. I ordered those new Dark Age archers and slingers that came out from Victrix. I ordered other Victrix stuff because in the research and the things I've been doing, you know what it's like. You find just one mention of something and you're like, I'm going to make a mod, that's it. Those aren't supposed to be there. There's just some throwaway comment about some unit. No, I'm gonna go and buy like a whole thing to represent them. And I bought lots of these. Oh dear, lots of blots buildings. So more desert MDF buildings. Right. But I also then bought exactly the same buildings in 15 mil for Flames of War. So I'm going to be able to recreate my same little layout just at 2 scales. I've got to show you this as well. This was a birthday present from my sainted mother. Look, it's a book on castles, right? As you turn the page, you go through the castle. Look at that. How nice is it? Do you know what's quite funny is there's actually some information in here that's quite useful.
That's an awesome looking book.
I know. I'm going to have to wrestle it away from my daughter. But that was about it. Just a few, just planning basically. What about you?
I didn't do a lot. I realised that. Remember, when was it? I started repainting my winter Germans at Stalingrad, and I'd realised I'd finished them ages ago, but I never actually made a showcase video because I was quite proud of them. So I looked in the box for the first time in over a year. And the snow was a bit crap because I use the army painter stuff now. I don't use the PVA and bicarbonate of soda anymore. So I use the army painter with PVA glue because it looks like the mutt's nuts. It's so good to use. So I've just been basically putting snow on some old figures. So this is what I've been up to. So that's the first section that I worked. So that is the HQ, a 10-man section, and a forward observation team. Just redid the snow. Then we have a Panzer III. Can't go wrong with a Panzer III covered in snow.
Someone else was talking about a Panzer III. Was it? I think it might have been Ken. He was going on about a Panzer III that he found one around.
Lovely little tanks. They really are. I like them. So I had a lot of fun. Just really, all it was a bit of touch up on some new snow. So then I started work on all the support teams. So that's 2 medium machine gun teams in the snow, and some cork walls. And here we have 2 medium machine gun teams and a mortar team.
Wow, very nice.
They were mostly metal figures as well, which is very, very unlike me.
Did you get? We get flashbacks.
Yeah, because I mean, some of them I've replaced with plastics, but I just like the metal ones. But last week in the Metal Monday special last week, I mentioned that I'd bought the early war German Blitzkrieg box, and I finally sat down. I couldn't resist. I had to do some kit bashing. Yeah. So I made them.
Oh no! I did see your post, but I really like the guy on the right. What's on his leg?
It's a hand grenade shoved down his boot. So I realised that the MG42 wasn't really used at Stalingrad, and I don't particularly like the prone guy.
That's not true. I've seen that film, and there's not the 1990 one. I saw that other film. And there were lots of MG. I'm going to shut up. Sorry.
Yeah. So I actually switched that off. I didn't watch the whole film. I thought it was a bit crap. So what I did was I got the arms are from a Fallschirmjäger, the plastic Fallschirmjäger set. And I just snipped off the barrel and replaced it with the MG34. In fact, all their arms, apart from the NCO on the left, all their arms are one's Fallschirmjäger and two of them have got Winter German arms. Because I just can't leave kits alone. There goes a closer look.
Oh, very, very cool.
So all I did was, all you need to do is just get a bit of a craft knife and just cut out the cuffs and smooth them over.
Lovely.
And some kit bash Germans, which I've not done for a while. So it was something nice to work on, and it took me so long to do those. It was unbelievable because I wasn't getting the right fit, or it just didn't look right. So it took me about 2 hours to make 4 of them because I was going through so many different kits and just all kinds of things. Well, I'm going to try and start painting them later this week. I've got an idea of what I want them to look like. Stalingrad is post-medieval, right? I think it was. Would you deem it as post-medieval?
Right. You joke, yeah. I was at work this week. We have to create data plans, right? Showing all of the historical records that have been found, say within a kilometre of where we're going to work, and we use them to create research. So the council send me all this data, and like Matt and James, I meant to send this to James actually, and I opened it, and all I got genuinely was 300 records, all individually marked as post-medieval, 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 and I was going through all of it, and I was looking at things, and it ranged from like letterbox, because it's a list because they're listed, like all the way back to grade 2 timber frame building. Post-medieval was a nice catch-all term for nice 500 years of our history. Just it's post-med. It's going like, or you could get into which is just like early modern. Oh, it's early modern. Is it? Is it?
Oh, dearie me. We're never gonna. That's going to be forever linked with this podcast. We're a post-medieval podcast.
Do you know, right? Do you know that there's and I shouldn't take the mickey because I have to talk to these, but there is a society for post-medieval studies and journals of post-medieval studies. I'm not joking.
Sounds enchanting, that.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's great stuff.
A quick question from Mark. Mark, it's a 1/56th scale. It's Warlord Games plastic kit. Very, very nice kit to put together. But yeah, lovely plastic kit. But yeah, very nice.
Brilliant. Shall we do our hangover question?
Oh yes,
last week now, which we got a little bit of flack for. Well, I don't know if it's flack or gentle ribbing, shall we say?
Gentle ribbing.
So we had a question that was that apparently we missed in the chat, and which is a surprise because we get like over 500. I found a way you can actually. We had over 500 chat messages, so wow. So we can only scroll back so far. And the question was from Richard Bright, and essentially what he's asked is, have we ever dug through our pile of shame and found that gem that you've just looked at and gone, no, I can't actually like throw this away, I can't eBay this, or if we looked at it, what about you, Steve? Because you don't chuck, you don't throw or you don't sell anything, you just throw it away.
I just throw it away.
You just throw it away.
I'll tell you what,
whole armies, loose change, just throw it.
Watched that last week. That was a traumatic moment. My revelation about throwing out Flames of War armies. I do apologise for that. Do you know what? I really
upset quite a few people in the chat as well.
I really can't think of anything. One funny thing, it's not really from the stash, is that do you ever find bits of plastic from kits on the floor?
Yeah, I just found a Norman helmet tonight on the floor, which is now going on a base.
So this, I am forever in bare feet. I don't wear anything on my feet ever. So I'm always standing on things. The other day I stood on something. I was like, "Ah, what's that?" And when I looked down, there was a German bread bag sticking in my foot. But earlier, late last year. I thought that when I bought Star Wars Legion, I thought that there was a pair of arms missing from the one of the rebel soldiers.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, that's a bit of an annoyance." So anyway, I thought, well, I'm not painting at the moment. So yeah, a couple of months later, I was just walking around. I stood on something. I'm like, "Oh, what the bloody hell's that?" And it was the arms that I thought were missing. They must have just fallen out the bag, and I just completely lost them. But yeah, I'm always treading on things: bread bags, arms, heads, spikes.
I'm doing that probably not to the same degree as you, because everything where I sit now, everything bounces on the carpet and then bounces into the desk that for some reason it always travels this way into the shelves and into the stuff down here. So once it bounces, you've got no hope. If it just landed on the carpet, it would be fine. But one thing I did find going through the stash, I bought into a game quite a while ago called in its first edition. It was called I played it at a convention. It was called Relic Knights, right? So it was by the people who made Super Dungeon Explorer. It had quite an anime kind of aesthetic, and I just liked this this faction that were all robots basically, and just they looked really, really cool. I just thought they're quite cool, and they were a bit different. Anyway, the game went nowhere. There was a second Kickstarter, and I think they're in the middle of getting sued for not complying and not getting it. And I believe even the Supreme Court have ruled on, like, genuinely, I'm not exaggerating. I believe the Supreme Court, because they didn't supply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kickstarters, and now what they do now is they release models, and then they use the money from those models to fund the Kickstarter. So if you want your Kickstarter stuff, you buy a model from their shop, and then they send you your Kickstarter stuff. Yeah,
that's a cracking business practice. That
I'm not joking. It's a little bit more intricate, but essentially, yes. If you buy something else from them, they'll send you the stuff that they've already done. Anyway, the models are really, really nice. I've got 2 of these starter sets, and I went through the stash and I found them. I completely forgotten about it because it was one of those starter sets that came with everything: the models, the tokens, which are really nice, acrylic tokens, the cards, the rule book, the play mats, everything. And I was like, oh, shall I eBay them? But I just couldn't bring myself to do it for some reason, even though I have no chance now of playing it because it's left such a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm not going to play it. And I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. And I've got probably 4 or 5 sets down here now. I know exactly what they are now. They're unpainted. I dug them all out and I thought, shall I job lot them on eBay? And I looked at them going, oh, no, for some reason. But I just remember playing that game at that convention and it just be loads and loads of fun. And for some reason, I'm hanging on to that.
It's a shame when something like that happens.
What about in the chat, guys? What have you? What's that hidden gem that you found in the stash that you couldn't bear to get rid of? Robin says that he only ever drops bits that you either can't build the kit without, or you only get one off. Feel your pain. I feel your pain. Miller says most people's hoovers are full of dust and animal hairs. Steve's is full of broken sprues and spare parts.
Do you know what? It's actually hard to argue with that.
I thought you were going to say broken dreams.
Well, after last week, it was crushed souls. Crushed souls after all that binning. I know. I could grab a random thing down here, and there'd be a bit of plastic somewhere. I could guarantee it.
I've lost my brush.
Quick question here from Casper. Will I ever make an Italian army for bolt action? Yes, I want to, because I've always wanted a Western Desert Italian army. I think they look really cool and they're quite unique. And the new plastics and Warlord are lovely. I know you've also got the Warlord, Wargames Atlantic Italians as well. So there's a great scope for kit bashing out there. So absolutely, Casper, one that is on my long list of kit bashing projects, but I think I will definitely get around to doing.
You're going to be doing you're going to be doing Italians in 15 mil.
I know.
That's
here we go. Gary, I tend to drop heads. No chance of yes, absolutely. In fact, I found a head on my chair the other day. It was a little a German blitzkrieg. I've got no idea how it got there. But hold on a second. Let's see. What can I dig around down here and find? Oh, here we go.
This is where he just disappears, like under the desk, like some kind of gremlin. So what is that?
I've just found a flagellance flail.
That has got that, Steve. That's the name of your pub if you ever open one.
The flagellance flail.
What a name! What a name! Or that's an amazing, the flatulence flail. Supposed to going down the red line tonight. No, I fancy going down the flail. Down the flail. Have a quick eye.
There's a pub in Cheshire. I've driven past a couple of times. In Cheshire called the Headless Woman, or I think it's called the Headless Woman. Yeah, the Headless Woman. And there's a pub just outside Hale in Cornwall called the Bucket of Blood. Great pub name.
That's a great pub name. What was the one in American Werewolf called? Was it the Slaughtered Lamb or something like that?
Oh my God, I've not seen that film in such a long time.
Great film. Great film. Yorkshire says the only thing he ever sold were his Tetley Bitter Space Marines. Tetley Bitter Space Marines. He misses them so much. Andrew JF says he gets the wife call around finding the missing plastic. That's not a bad plan. Right, I've got to tell you. Actually, yeah, that's a good plan because so Haley. She's sitting right there. Haley really, for some reason, does enjoy tidying up, right? And today she took the kids to one of those soft plays, yeah, Anyway, it was getting near the end of the day and everyone was going. And Haley was so bored, she started tidying up. She started picking up the ball, the balls, they've all been thrown out. She started picking them all up. And then when she went and got a bucket, then she got the kids to do it. The staff there were so happy that she was doing, the kids are doing it. They gave my kids toys. She went to the soft play and tidied it up. I know.
Someone should really remind her what the point of that place is. It's not tidy.
Well, she was having fun. She was having fun. Wartstick says grey vinyl floor is a bad idea. You can't see anything. Luke said after selling his entire Dark Angels, Elder, and Imperial Guard armies for original Space Marine, I'm so reluctant to get rid of anything. I bet. I'll have to see how much some of those Warhammer Ancient Battle supplements go for. I'm a big gutted I got rid of them.
Not Wargame related, but my best mate sold a boxed AT-AT for £10.
What from the old Kenner ones?
The Kenner range, yeah.
Do you know what? I've got loads of those Kenner toys upstairs. Not boxed, but I've got loads of them. But the thought of sitting there and going through them all is just really off-putting. Like even been pointed out that someone's like, you might have a couple of £100 there. It's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to sort them all out. Then I'm gonna have to comment on their condition. Then I'm gonna have to list them all.
Oh no, I'm restoring all mine. My living room's full of them. I've got a 90% restored Millennium Falcon that lives on my dining table.
Ooh. You have to show us that one day. Oh, the Slaughtered Lamb. We were close.
Yes.
We said the sheep. There we go. We were close. Carl says dropping sharpened wire spears into a dark area beneath the desk is always interesting. That's just horrific.
It's not just me though. Experience of the floor monster. That you hear this ping and you just know it's gone. That thing is gone. It's not coming back. No matter how much you have your phone with a torch on and you're crawling around on all fours, looking at all kinds of hands in bits of plastic. You're not finding that thing. You're really not.
Johnny V, I've acquired the skill of being able to track and trace pieces of dropped via the medium of a cutscene. Is that like the Equalizer, where he sits, where he predicts what's going to happen, and after he's killed everyone in the room, he sits there for like 30 seconds, going over it in his head again. Mate, if you could do that, we've got a business plan. We just send you lose that piece. Send Johnny B. Might be some travel expenses involved if it's Johnny B travels up and down the country. Bring him into your hobby room. He will find those pieces. I've got a Hanoverian head around it somewhere, and I've got a Hanoverian body that's missing the head. I can't find the head.
Johnny, your new name is the Plastic Whisperer.
That is ace. Colin says he likes to cut and model his 15mm metal miniatures. He'll cut something and shoot it across the room. The latest is his M60. He's turning it into a 30. The struggle is real, isn't it? I mean,
oh, it is. I remember I've been building a It's a 1/35th striker. I've been building that for 5 years, and every time because I get it out of the box, I do about an hour and just think, oh, this is boring the shit out of me. So I just stop. But there's not been one session that I haven't lost something from that striker. It just ends up on the floor.
I started. One of my friends, he works at like a sort of like a, well, I guess like a home, really, just sort of an old folks home. And they had loads of these plastic trays, and they were just going to throw them all out because they're only good for so long. And they're quite brittle plastic, but they're about this big. And they were fantastic. So for years, I would just put my projects in these little plastic trays, and because you just get hundreds of them. And I'd have all my Normans, for example, if that's what's in that. So anything that fell off would just be in that tray. But slowly, you start losing the feet of your models with all the broken bits of screw and plastic and shields and stuff that sort of builds up around them. So that was just, well, that was.
I'm glad it's not just me that has these plastic related.
Well, it's a conversation. You're coming to Derby, aren't you, Johnny? We'll have a chat, mate. We'll have a chat in the pub. We'll have a chat. Oh dear. Right. So where I sold a 12-inch. Oh, so we're just on to an album one. I sold the 12-inch of Lithium by Nirvana in blue vinyl to a mate for 2 pints of Guinness. 2 days later, Kurt died. That'd be his. My mother-in-law sold an original pressed first pressing of Paranoid album, I think I must have been a couple of years after I met Hayley, and I was talking to her about it, and she didn't believe me about how much it would be worth. So I went on eBay and showed her, and she wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the night.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
I think we need to say this is been said. Johnny B is the ultimate renter gamer. It's strange territory. He will come around, find your bits. Again, strange territory. Make a gaming table and then play a game with you. It's like Rent-A, mate.
Rent-A, mate. Rent-A gamer. Rent-A gamer.
Rent-A gamer. We could all do with one of those for when you've called everyone up and go, I've actually got the time for it. And this has ever happened to you? Where it's like, I've got the time for a battle report. Well, not even a battle report. I've got time for a game. You're like, you ring your friends up or you message them. It's like, no one's around. And I just see that. I get so annoyed at that because it's such a missed opportunity. I have to go and socialise in the pub or something.
Ooh.
I know.
Socialising?
I know. And Drew has just said, has everyone seen the new Batman on Reel that they used Nirvana in the soundtrack? I have seen the new Batman and I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the sound. I thought the soundtrack was amazing. Not even just Nirvana, just all of it. I thought it was fantastic. Right. I mean, okay, Alex, you have to come and ruin everything. Yeah, we could do it solo, but that's all right. Okay, you win. I could have just done it solo. All right.
Damn logic.
There was one thing I think we should post up here. Did everybody Steve was heartbroken, weren't you, mate? You were absolutely heartbroken because he thought he got through to Dom.
I know.
When Dom posted this at the weekend and what he was going to be getting into, and Dom was starting a new project. Steve's little heart jumped, thought it's only taken 2 years, but Dom's come round. And no, hashtag April Fool's weird shit. But the number of comments, I just love Sean. No, come off the weird shit, come off the man. 3 new armies painted and done by Monday's show. Oh, we're all doomed. No weird. Just like a crazy, scary movie when you think that the last couple of people are going to make it okay, then a weird plot twist when everyone is gone and whatever evil is lurking about. Warren was in there with a yes, so there was one. And then Carl, I was so excited for a second, and then I frowned so hard my eyebrow had its own gravitational pull.
The thing is, though, when he posted it, I then realised within about 10 seconds what the day was. So I knew there was shenanigans afoot. I knew there was tomfoolery going on.
I love that. Johnny B, check the date. Dom is a man of great integrity. You wait till he's had a beer. You wait till shame on you, not funny. I feel like this is a scam. I love that because scam just makes it so much harsher.
A scam?
It's a scam. He'll be doing ultra reads next. We'll say, "Don't believe you, Dom." I think the good thing is that most people are just like, "No, he's talking out his backside. He's talking out his backside."
He is. I think a lot of people realise that. I mean, do you think it'll ever happen?
Oh yeah, I think he'll crack. He will. The only reason he's not doing it is because he said so often that he's not. And he's on Dom's channel as we are. I predict that at some point there will be something on here within an update hidden away. It'll just be he'll get to the end of it and go, "Oh, turnips. I had some tufts left over." And they wound their way onto these models. Weird shit. So that'll be Dom. I'm really sorry. Please don't kick us off the stream.
No, I just for about 10 seconds I thought we'd all been united in all four of us attempting turnip 28. It's going to be a tough nut to crack. He really is.
I know. He did do the badges though. He did.
Yeah, that's true. He did do the badges. I didn't expect that.
Well, I'll tell you what I might do actually before Misty announces the topic. And because we do this a little bit separate to the normal photos, Warren has very kindly sent me the results, but the entries from this month's OPC. I keep on wanting to say OCP, Robocop. It does my head in. And this is it. So the theme for March for the online painting challenge was Berlin or bust. So you could paint a German or you could paint a bust of any description. And in total there were 11 entries. Here we go. So I'm going to do these in the order. They're in alphabetical order. They're in the order these got uploaded, not the order that Warren sent them to me. So I've got to try and work my way through the list. Now this one, I mean, I saw this when it went up and just wow. So take a look at this. So this is from Gaza. That's a Roman Optio, and I just throw him in. I saw that. I was like, nah, because I was considering. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do it. And then I saw that, and then I saw the next one. I was like, nah, this is not going to happen now. I mean, that is fantastic. It's just a shading he's done on the plume.
I can't. Is that face looks real?
It's absolutely fantastic. I remember just seeing this because isn't it in a doesn't it have like a plastic or glass sort of?
I believe so. Yeah.
To go over the top. I mean that is amazing. So lovely stuff there. The next one on the list is Bjorn, who's done this amazing Crusader. What I love about that is the cross has got the stitches on it.
Yes.
I mean, I want to talk about obviously the flesh on the face is amazing. I'm not taking away from that. The metalwork is brilliant, but I like the fact there's stitches.
Even the rope as well. Just look at the ties. Everything about it is just
stunning. It's just stunning. Drew, he did a vignette of Chemical Factory Assault, and that was the Tiger 1 kit he won at CrackCon.
Hey,
yeah. So remember, CrackCon, there's stuff to go. So that's been put to very good use, and I thought you'd probably approve of all those weathering powders.
Yes. Look at that.
Oh, I certainly do. That's very, very cool. Next up is Stephen, who has done Sergeant Boltus of the Toll Payers. I thought that was very cool. Just very, very cool.
So good. Just ridiculously good. That.
It's just a hair. Look at the strands in a bit. Sorry, I'm just completely blown away. I do want to try one of these.
I want to try after seeing what have been posted in the Facebook. I definitely want to give a. I was going to say I want to give a bust a try.
I think
it just sounds a bit shonky.
I think the next one I think. I know you're going to like this one, Steve. So this is Roy, and he's done Mr. Plague Doctor.
Oh,
wow! Just wow. Look at the glass on the eyes.
I know
that's
the
lens. The part I'd be terrified of.
Oh, I couldn't paint that. I couldn't paint that. The lens, the reflection, the lenses there, just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. And the next one is Josh. Now, Josh has done a 6-pounder for Braun's Hanoverian foot artillery because they're pretty sure that Berlin was the place at that time. So there's your Berlin or bust. So that's fair enough. That's awesome, though. I mean, that is lovely.
No, that is good.
Tony has done a Stug for bolt action.
Ooh,
Really nice. I love the camo.
Stug life.
Very, very cool. Stug life. Tony has done a Swordmaster from Black Pro Miniatures. That is awesome looking. I mean, I really do want to try one of these now. That is lovely.
Do you know what puts me off? I think I don't like painting flesh at 28mm, so I think increasing it would just be complete carnage.
No, I know what you mean. That's my worry is sort of things like the metallic details, because you can hide a lot of it with sort of washes and things like that. But you know, big flat areas would stand out a lot more. Warren has done a 3D printed bust, Preeks the Bombardier. That is really cool. There. Do you get when you buy? I assume you don't get these little mounting stands with them. I assume everyone's buying those. And
I'd assume you have to buy them. Separately. But
they are lovely. And then the last one was Martin, and this he's done the German figure from CrackCon that came free in the goodie bag that we were trying to identify. And that's from the assault group, but that is wicked. And I love the grey on the grey of the coat.
Yeah,
I really, really like that. That's come out lovely. So obviously this is the thing, you know, these guys. So these guys organise the online painting challenge each month. So guys, absolutely stunning stuff. And this month's challenge, he's told me, is already underway. So if you want to take part in the challenge, the theme is horror or horrible. Why not join the fun? Remember to use the hashtag OPC4 when you post your pictures. And what we'll do is we just highlight them at the end of the month. Remember, there's no prize. It's just to do a bit of a fun a group build or group painting. Maybe paint something that you got free in a goodie bag or you found in your stash that you can't be there to get rid of. But head over there, check out what people are doing. There's been 33 comments in the time since they all went up. So you have a look. But, you know, absolutely fantastic stuff. Right, let's just scroll back. The most common word I've seen here so far is lovely. Wow. So where are we? He cracked with badges. There we are. So blimey, I give up. Very nice. Fantastic Romans. Crikey. Let's rewatch the show multiple times. The irony of being Dom's most watched video. I hadn't thought about that. I mean, basically, just all round lovely work. I think is. I was just scrolling through quickly to see if there was any questions. One said it looks like Dom with a beard. I'm going to assume that was Sergeant Boltus of the Toll Players.
Yeah,
not that I mean me. Stug life, definitely. And Martin, you need to go to military modelling show. You'll be amazed. I know, and I'll be a lot poorer when I come out of it. Almost guarantee you. As Fred's General Haig says, all fabulous.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those busts. I've got to try one. I've really got to try one.
I know. I think it's. I don't know. Would it just be? I think maybe the way to go is just to pick something that you know nothing about. So Steve, don't do a German or anything like that. I'll tell you what. I'll pick one for you.
Go on.
And then you pick one for me.
Okay.
All right. Gonna regret that. No, not now. No. These guys will be sitting here. It'll just be us scrolling through like Mezza's website. Going, did you do this? I'll do this one. I'll tell you what. No, if you pick one for me to paint up, and I'll pick one for you to do. Just something, nothing to do with that. You know, if Dom and Ken have been here, they're going to take part in this. But there you go. There's something between us. You pick me a bust to paint. I'll pick one for you. We'll get them and then we'll paint them up, and we'll see how that goes.
Right. I should get I thought I was being put on the spot for a minute then.
I know. Do you want to see what Lionheart threw in here straight away? But I won't do that. French drummer.
You absolute Lionheart, you absolute animal. And you, Steve. What do people just want to see me suffer?
Now I'm going to do something that you've never done. I'm going to find something of what I don't think you've done. So the same here. You know, you have to find me something.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Robin has pointed out a good thing here that said if at least it was a drummer, that you probably wouldn't have a drum because it's going to be just like the top of it.
Yeah. It'd be those bloody things on them though that just drive me
It's the equivalent of putting all your paintbrushes in a bowl and picking one out. Just make sure. Do you dare? If you put all your paintbrushes in a bowl and then pick them out, would you still lick it?
No.
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 What was his theme tonight? I feel like we've derailed it.
The theme. Describing our perfect wargaming room.
Okay, we're gonna need some help here, guys.
Yes.
So are we talking size, furnishings?
I think it means everything. So if cost was no object, if size was no consideration, it's just the perfect wargaming room.
Right. You go first. What's something you would like to have in your perfect wargaming room? Maybe let's put it that way.
Yes, let's break it down. What size table would you go for?
I would probably go with I guess something along the lines of a 6 foot by like a 6x4 table. But I can actually now. I remember I did actually find a picture today to share because as I think a few of you know, and as you know, Steve, I like. And I know you do. I like tabletop role playing, and there's quite a lot of tables out there that are built, and they have like little lifts in them. You turn a little cog and then it lifts up. So I found this. No, that's not a table. That's my site. I've uploaded the wrong photo. Sorry, it looks like a table.
That would have been very, very confusing.
That was my site in Suffolk. Sorry about that. Where did it go? Oh God, there it is. I can see why I thought they were the same thing in a minute from the thumbnail. But I would want a decent sized table, but I want one that was I quite like these things. There we go. I just want a table like that. But I like the bits where you can put drink holders, you can clip them on, around the edges. At the tabletop role play, because that's big enough that you could put some 2x4, 2 foot by 4 foot MDF across it and get a much larger table out of it. So you can still game on that as it is, and then you can put stuff across it to make it bigger.
And to quote Alan Partridge, yes, it's an extender.
This is it. I'd just like to point out, so you got that picture. So imagine it's just on a thumbnail. That on thumbnail looks like that. All right, that's why I just got confused. Okay, so. Right, get rid of that one. So yeah, that's what I would like for a table. What about you, Steve? What would be your?
I think I would like 2 6x4s if space was no consideration. That way you're pushing together, make bigger tables. But I'd love a proper modular landscaped one.
But like a permanent one.
Yes.
That's the dream, isn't it? I suppose
that is the dream, but. Table size, because it's going to be the main thing in your perfect wargaming room. So I'd go for two 6x4 and what I think possibly just a 6x4 modular, nice and countryside, sort of Normandy 44 for all my bolt action needs.
I think that's a good choice. You see, if I was going for a permanent setup, I'd want probably either a 6x4 or something like a 7x5, but a nice moorland. So many battles took place on moors, and obviously from the medieval period and things like that. But like maybe a couple of roads, actual sunken roads, where you can actually cut into that to the polystyrene to get that nice effect. A river with a bridge where the bank is actually sunk, not higher than everything around. So I'd like to do a moorland because usable in pretty much every gaming situation. You can use it for World War II, like Russian steppe. You can use it for obviously, Wars of the Roses, which I'd be using it for quite a lot. So I think that would be my permanent setup. What about chairs? What do you do for chairs?
I'd want one with skulls on.
See, I just want one with extra storage. I found this. Look, so there's your nice chair.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that table I showed was $1,500. This chair's about $900. So this chair, but it just has storage in the seat. That's all. I know you could probably get that for anywhere, but I just like that. It's just the more storage, the better.
Oh, I love the finish on that chair. That wood finish. It's rather nice.
this is one website you don't want to go on when you're drunk. You don't want to make drunk purchases on this website. They have a waiting list of stuff from there.
So I mentioned it before then. So overall look then, would it be, because I've actually discussed this at length with my Wargaming chum, when one of us wins the lottery and we can afford something like this, what we want is like a wood paneled room,
right?
And then we're going to have like
oak paneling,
oak paneling, oak floor. There's going to be a gentle, just oak. I just like wood paneling, and there's going to be sort of like, have you seen John Stallard's War Room with the paintings and the weapons and stuff?
Yeah,
sort of like that. But yeah, I was thinking about having like an ultra modern, bright and quite clinical. But I think I don't think that aesthetic would work for me. I think it would be oak paneling, wingback. Are they called wingback chairs?
Oh, I know the ones you mean. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, you basically just want Sherlock Holmes's study.
Yes, I mean you can't go wrong with that, can you? It'd be awesome. No. Like a nice bar in the corner, a couple of optics, supping on a nice single malt as you annihilate annihilate. It just for me that's what one thing that me and him both said. That will be a good idea. We will do that when we have the funds.
That is a good idea. I suppose mine would be very similar. I would want one wall that's just books. Just books.
Yes.
Like, all of my books, rule books, reference books, all my graphic novels, my role-playing game books, all my everything. Just all on one. With one of those funny little ladders that you can push up and down just because. And I would like another wall, and I'd probably I like my paintings, like the ones that Sean gave me that are up behind here. I love those, and the ones that people can't see, which are just up here, which are the Graham Turner ones. I'd want some of those, but I think I'd want. This is so. I found a website that will make hand stitch and make banners. As in the medieval banners, the same methods more or less, and sell them. So you could get those really long fishtail standards for the Wars of the Roses, or just general medieval ones, and just have like a wall of like banners. I'd quite like having things like reproduction helmets. Obviously, I'd love to have originals, but archaeology doesn't pay that much, really. But swords, replica muskets, I guess, and things on the wall. I guess just that kind of thing. But the one thing I would really like, I guess I need in and out building for this. I just like a mezzanine that people could go and sit up on, and you could look down onto the games. Basically, like boards and swords, you could look down onto the games.
Oh,
right?
yes.
But that mezzanine bit is where you've got your chairs and your chill out bit, and you can go to after the game. I have no idea where this is going to come from. One of my mates was looking at buying a property, and there's a Nissan hut in the garden, and I was like, oh, that would be a brilliant. He's turned it into a bloody garage or something for his car. I was wasted opportunity.
How ordinary.
I know. It might be the fact he's not a war gamer at all.
That might be a slight disadvantage then in said discussions.
Shall we see what they've popped into
yes
the chat? So we'll kick things off. Yorkshire Gamer, a perfect wargaming room is one with my mates in. That's really sentimental for Ken. Why is he being? That's not as cutting. I was expecting something more, but that's very that's very true.
That is true, though.
That is true. I'm just suspicious. Shring says 30 by 8 with tables. Drew, a room with really good lighting that I didn't have to put away after the battle. That I can only do battle reports when it's not sunny these days. Otherwise, it's too bright. I'm
the opposite. There's so little natural light in this place. It's just I'm gonna have to buy some extra lamps just to go in the living room.
Shaco, a pub. Definitely. That's always a good call.
You literally can't go wrong with that.
Red Steph, he's going big. Enough room for several 12 by 6 tables that can be moved around. Alex says his wargaming room is planned in his mind for when he wins the lottery. He just has to start playing the lottery. Definitely. I've lost the place. Oh, Andy. Each wall would be decorated with artwork in a set theme, i.e. Napoleonic and another 30 years war. Yeah, but you're going to need a lot of walls. It's only so many walls.
Just make your room octagon shaped.
like it's like the like the temple, like the round table goes on a temple grand master, you know, the Templar thing. So you have it all around the outside. You got what do you call it? You've just got loads of like alcoves with candles burning, and then a different like picture or something in each one, with a badger in the final one.
With a shotgun.
That's it. Mark seems to be on a wood paneling bar in the corner, free gaming tables, 50-inch TV, streaming the PCP. That's it. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
That's ambitions right there.
That's it. We got to do the quiz again. I just remembered. You remember the quiz we did last year? I did the survey.
Oh yes.
I have to do that again because I think we did that when we were about 200 people in the group. So we'll have to do it again because I remember there were 3 people who said, no, we stream this on the TV and make the family watch. Carl says a converted barn. It would have a raised area at one end with Chesterfield. What's a Chesterfield sofa? And an open fire and one of those drinks cabinets hidden in a globe. Oh, good call, sir.
I'm terrified of those because I think I'd forget it was a globe. There was drinks in it and just go wee and let it fly around, and all of a sudden I've smashed up a bunch of whiskey.
Nice one. Alex said it's a nice clean site. Thank you very much. It's horrible. It's clay and horrendous. And he then said I'd have at least 6x4 that folds out to an 8x5 with a library and board game library. A board game library. Good shout.
Oh yes, good shout.
Red Steph going small, a 30-meter by 10-meter hall. Luke, just rent the Imperial War Museum for all week's gaming. Lionheart, his ideal room would be a 8x6 glass cabinets with his armies. I didn't even think about display.
No, I didn't
even think about that. See, this is where it's all kicked off, is because if you're in the group, and remember everyone to join the Plastic Crack Podcast Facebook group, the link is below. Ken's been posting up pictures of his gaming room as he's getting into things. So you know, he's it's quite interesting to see as he's putting it together. But he's got everything on display, though most people seem to really upset with the fact that he had his rule books like teetering near his models. So like one heavy gust of wind and that book goes over and crushes all of his Napoleonics. So I was quite looking forward to that.
Would you have ambient music in yours?
For games where I'm not doing battle reports, so I don't get a copyright strike, then yes. Haley was filming like the kids dancing at Christmas, right? And just put it and just sent it to, just put it on Facebook and tagged it and got done for copyright because it had Mariah Carey's. I mean, to be fair, I'd strike that anyway. But it was going on in the background. I think so. Yeah, I quite like. I'd like something that people can just put on what music they like. I'm quite open to people coming around and we joke about it, but I'm quite open to people coming around and putting their music on within reason.
Whenever we used to play X-Wing, we'd always have the because I've got the full Star Trek soundtrack, just have that playing.
See, we do that when we do RPGs. Red Steph wants a T-34 parked outside. But we do that when we do RPGs. We try to find music for the scene. So if we're in a bar, we put on like the tavern music, and if and then generally the most common music we do, if you just ask Alexa to play fireplace music, or fireplace sound effects, right?
Oh yes.
It's just a crackling, and then inevitably when it's like, you're into combat, so I'll just say play something epic, and then it'll be some sort of like choral, or usually it's Duel of the Fates or something like that. But yeah, the only thing is with music and that, and this is me, is obviously sometimes people spend longer kind of like, I want to listen to this, I want to listen to this. You're like, please just take your move.
Yeah,
just take.
No, I just like something. Whenever we play ball tax, and I always have something just played on YouTube, like a Aphex Twin ambient, just out on for hours type stuff. I just think it's. I don't think I could listen to my normal stuff while gaming. I really don't. I just.
Yeah, Top tip
Yes.
before going out on the piss: make sure your debit card is disabled. You don't get any large wooden sheds. We don't know what you mean, mate.
No,
Don't know what you mean. Although I have removed. What was I looking at the other day? I decided I didn't. I've completely forgotten. It's probably a good thing. I won't actually remind myself. But I nearly clicked buy on something, and then I was like, do you know what? I don't need this.
I did the same the other day. I put a bunch of Stalingrad MDF buildings in a basket, and then thought, no, I don't need that yet. I've not even painted a Stalingrad army. So I've got my winter ones, but I've not painted this one, so I don't need them.
I know. Miller says he would actually need a creche in the hobby room to keep the missus busy and occupied. Alex said, "What are you talking about? All archaeologists are millionaires." Totally. You try explaining that to my clients. You know, yeah, I'm not going down that route. I was ranting at these guys about it the other day. I misread that. Shaco said he'd love something like that in the back of a C-130. I thought that said C-3PO.
I thought exactly the same thing.
Just want C-3PO. Just standing at the back. Rich M says, have a castle built using modern methods, but a 12th century Crusader castle. A lot like that one they built in France. That was pretty. Lazy Pirate said, to be honest, God, I clicked Rob. To be honest, I don't like repainting games at home, so no tables but loads of cabinets for all your armies. So, and would you just want one chair in the middle of the room? So nothing else, just one chair in the middle of the room and all your armies around you, and you could just sit in that chair. It would look like the architect in the Matrix sitting in that room with TV screens around it, but it's just glass cabinets full of all your miniatures. I quite like the idea of that. That's ace. Oh God, what's going on here? Someone said about putting on Tchaikovsky Baby Shark. My grandkids love baby metal. I haven't listened to baby metal.
No, can't say it's been on my track list for ever.
So last person. So Shaco bought a 3D resin printer this weekend after having a few beers. I very, very nearly did that. I heard a rumor as well that Amazon are going to stop selling 3D printers on Amazon now because they want to release their own brand of 3D printers in 2024. So it might be worth, if people are looking for any, just keeping your eyes on Amazon because they might have them going a bit cheaper eventually. That could just be completely made up, but I did read that. I don't know. What else would you, Steve? Would you want windows, or would you want? I know it sounds a bit silly, but would you want windows? Do you want natural light, or would you want just no windows and all
stained glass?
Of course you would. So, what would be on the stained glass? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. Okay, no, I'd have that old. What do you call it? It's got like lead stuff going through it, like crosshatch stuff. Ye olde windows. I think I'd go just for ye olde windows.
I shouldn't really ask that question. I don't know a lot about windows.
Strangely, I don't either.
Okay, so that was a terrible question. A painting area. You've got to have a painting area, right?
See, I'd love that. I'd have my own little, just away in the corner, and my chair would be something. I'd just be huge and leather, and like I say, with skulls on it and lion heads on the arms. It'd just be brilliant. It'd just be like some kind of Steve painting throne.
So it just looked like Joffrey's room from Game of Thrones. Then
I've never seen it. Well, I've watched 5 episodes of it and gave up. But I can imagine what it'd look like.
He's a really nice individual, and you'd like him a lot.
All right. But what would your chair be like?
My chair. I would really. I'd like one that's. It sounds a bit stupid. So I wouldn't want one on wheels. I want one that's on a rail.
No,
that goes along, and I could just press a button and it would go left and right, like around my painting desk, like a stair lift, but on a rail. No, I'm serious. And you could just turn that, so you could just go down your painting, because whenever I'm on, I always, adjustable chairs, I always screw them up. I always break them. But I guess the actual chair itself. See, I quite like a hard chair. So I'd like just I guess like a stiff leather sort of affair thing.
I've got visions of you zipping around the place like Admiral Akbar.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And if it could go higher, exactly. No, right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Done. That's it.
Oh, dear me. That's tickled me, really.
That's it. I would want little bells, like set up like old stately homes, so I could ring different areas in the house, or just different area, or like if someone's on one side of a table, you can ring a bell to tell it's their turn. It's getting stupid.
This is getting to the realms of fantasy now.
I know. What they're all talking about baby metal and how we should listen to it. It's like J-pop and thrash apparently, and baby metal saved us for 6 months. I'll go and have a listen to it afterwards. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
A huge lectern with a 40k Imperial Eagle. I don't know. You can have your rule book on there, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah. Does make it a bit more official if you say house rules. No, when it's on the lectern, you can't really ignore it, can you?
No,
it's a little bit more brutal when it's on there. Shall we? Because I know we've got biz. Shall we do some? Well, people think of some more things. So, shall we do some news?
Yes, because there's one. We need to get the community involved, whether this is true or not.
Shall we do normal news first and do that at the end, or do you want to do that now?
No, I'll do that. We'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end. We'll do normal news now. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll do my bits of news, and then we'll go through Dom's bits, because I know some of the bits he sort of, like in true Dom fashion, he just beat me to it. I put this on here for Ken, but for all of the epic Napoleonics out there, Wargames tonight shared this, which is a Prussian, a view of the Prussian Landwehr sprue. That's the Jaegers, with a spare banner pole if you wanted to give the Landwehr banner poles. They didn't apparently carry any at Waterloo. I think I knew that. But it's there if you want. So there you go. You can have a look at the skirmishers. Yeah. Don't really think there's much more to say. I mean, I don't know quite when these are coming out. I think it's in a few weeks or a month or so. They started pushing the sort of like tidbits about them, haven't they? So I imagine the starter army will be out soon. But I saw this one. I thought this might interest you. Plastic Soldier Company I didn't notice that they actually released sets of 20 mil to go with Battle Group. So they're releasing their US Marine Corps support weapons in 20 mils. They're all plastics, and they come out. They look
really nice.
Yeah, they do. Focusing on the Pacific, but yeah, I didn't actually realize they made stuff for Battle Group. I don't know how long it's been going. I don't know if that's just something that's completely just passed me by.
They did. They did the 10 mil bundles for O Group,
right?
But I knew. See, I've never painted 20 mil. I've never painted them, but they look really interesting.
Okay. Robin says they're ultra cast using the mold from Zan Minis. Okay, that's because Plastic Soldier Company published Battle Group. All right, okay, there we go. Yeah, all right, okay. Everyone's telling me that now. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. The next thing I saw was I keep on posting things up about this game because me.
Sorry. Can I just retract that? It was Victrix that were doing the bundles for O Group. My mistake.
Okay. So this one is from that game that me and Ken played, that Conquest game. Kings. They've released some cavalry for their new set, the Cataphractoid Undead Armored Cavalry. This box set will set you back nearly €50. That wasn't actually. I was actually just clearing my throat. But it's a really good fun game, and to be honest, it's no more expensive than GW, and it was a lot of fun. But those are big minis. They are. I mean, I think the standard mini is like 38 mil. So those things, they sit very, very tall, but they're very cool. It's just some sort of undead knights, something a little bit different. And here's one for you, Steve. Speaking of Star Wars Legion, anyone who's into Star Wars or Star Wars Legion, or who plays games with Star Wars Legion models, they are about to release the Shadow Collective. So think about, so it's all the crime elements and all the little bits and bobs that, like you've seen in like the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian and the Darth Maul who's got the metal spider legs in the Clone Wars. So you can get Darth Maul. It's all the Black Sun, and you can get the Mandalorian. So they're pushing out. But that box set up the top is a starter army, and I think it's the first starter army they've actually released, because everything else came in box. It was in the core box set.
Yeah.
So they've never just released like a, here's an Imperial starter army, or here's a Rebel starter army. You always had to buy the box, the box set, or just build it up yourself. So
that's quite interesting.
I thought that was quite interesting. It may be the start of something new. I've now got to scroll up to where Dom had found all of his bits and bobs. So we already mentioned Victrix have released their Dark Age archers and slingers. I've already ordered some, which can be used as Vikings, Saxons, Normans, and a push a couple of other nations as well. And they're basically just good for anything from about like 400 AD up to like 1100 really. But they come with you can make them up as archers, you can make them up as slingers, but they've also chucked in hand weapons in there as well if you just wanted to build them as sort of light infantry types. So you could use these for like loads of different forces. You can also use them in a lot of fantasy gaming as well, which is cool. So we'll have to see basically where that goes. They're on the way, so I'll let everyone know what they're about. Our friend over at the Bloody Miniatures, Richard, has released lots and lots of different separate heads for people who want to do some converting, and this is good old conversion of metals. You've got to saw that old head off, trim it out, but he's got all these plugs in it, so he's just released loads and loads of heads. But there's no reason you couldn't buy these and put them onto plastics. The only problem is these are scaled a little bit bigger than, say, the Warlord body, so they would look quite big on Warlord bodies. But these are like awesome. But there's just some examples. He's already where he's completed, and he's popped those on. Of course, we're all sitting here eagerly awaiting his next wave of miniatures, or I am anyway. The last thing that Don put on here, because he's got a couple of things on here, but I'm not too sure what they are. But the next one was Cavalleo Miniatures. Obviously, we talk about them a lot. He's finished his next releases. See what you think of these, because I know you were teetering, weren't you?
I can't look at these.
So here are some Berber archers. Very, very nice. Very cool. It amazes me how he manages to get. I mean, this is the only thing about archers, isn't it? There's limited stuff that you can do
is, yes.
Archers, but he manages to find things to do, which is awesome. So I'll be having to get some of those. I'll be using those. And then he created a scene. Now I can't remember who this is the death of. In fact, it might say on there the disaster at UCs. And as you can see, you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 4 some Berbers or some Moors, and they are brutally killing two dismounted Normans. So that all comes as or you can buy parts of it individually. So if you really want that Norman on the ground, then you can get it. There it is from the other side. Look, I love that guy on the right coming in.
No, yeah,
to chop them. But yeah, I thought that'd be quite good. I mean, the horse casualties look quite cool, and the guy who's kind of leaning over the top, but very, very nice stuff. You make a very nice scene. I mean, it would be quite cool in the middle of a unit, as a unit filler. You can have that just going on.
I need to get some of these. I really do, but I don't know what I'd use them for. It'd just be for the joy of painting, because they just look so nice.
Yeah. No, they are really, really nice. They're lovely. They're lovely to work with. I mean, obviously, it's depending on where you get them from, the price changes. So, but they, as long as they're cut, I've seen a lot of places selling them now. So, they are bloody nice. Let's see what shall I see what the chat has to say about stuff. What have we got?
Yeah, Robin, stop it. I agree. Stop it. Just they are. I mean, as someone that I just like painting nice figures, and to be fair, whenever I've seen the ones that you've done or posted, some people put them on Mez's group. They just look. They're a step above, aren't they? They are definitely a class above many manufacturers.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but my interface has gone all weird. You might have to.
Oh, right, okay.
I can't read any comments. They've all just disappeared on mine.
So,
sorry.
Benjamin has ordered 2 boxes of those Victrix archers. Need another 2 boxes at least.
I mean, you could feel. I mean, I like the fact that you can mix them as light infantry. I just see Miller's comment that says, that it's 30 quid for 36 seems quite steep. I suppose, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess maybe. Oh no, mind you, I guess they're going up in price. Maybe it's something to do with the tooling. I'm not sure. Trouser fire. Trouser fire.
I don't know whether that was the Victrix or the Bloody Miniatures heads. They did look rather nice though. Those separate heads.
Definitely. They are just incredibly nice.
Dangerous.
Oh dear.
That's a good idea. Use it as an objective marker. That little scene. I think it worked quite well.
It worked quite well because they've got another one which is a wounded man being dragged away and someone on a horse trying to pick him up. So you could put it all together as just one sort of diorama in the middle.
Yeah.
Trying to save the Lord who's been dismounted before he's brutally killed.
About to meet a very messy end.
Okay.
So we got any more news, or should we move on to the?
I think that's it. So you've got your bit of we can't work out if it's fake news or not.
So people have already given their views on this. Let's see if I can. Where's it gone? I definitely uploaded it.
It should be near the bottom.
Oh, there we go. So it's this.
Yes.
I was looking forward to Dom being here and asking him, does he know what a squat is? But yeah, so it's the news that people thought was an April Fool's joke that squats weren't they eaten by a high fleet, a Tyranid high fleet?
I don't know. I just remember that they were there when I got into 40k, and then they weren't.
I think they were squatted. They never made the transition really to 3rd edition. I don't think. Remember, there was plastic. There was a plastic squat box.
I remember some of the metals. Some of them had like Imperial uniforms, didn't they?
Yeah, and they had trikes and really awesome stuff. And then they just never. When they were. Then remember that's where the term squatted comes from.
Really?
So when they say something had been squatted, it basically, yeah. So I thought I was right. Yeah, Steve, eaten by Tyranids. I thought their entire world or worlds were eaten by, I think it was High Fleet Leviathan. I could be wrong there.
That's one way of getting rid of something. Where are they? They all got eaten.
Never ask about them ever again. But I think ZZ Top with las rifles.
Why did they get rid of them? Like, this is one thing I don't actually know from GW. And obviously, I knew that the squats weren't in it. What was there actually a reason? Did they ever give a reason that they didn't want?
I don't know, because even during what's it called, Epic Space Marine, squats were a really viable force. In that they were really they had troops. They had these hard dudes in exo armor. They had trikes, they had bikes, they had airships, they had gunships, they had big. It was a really, really awesome looking army. And then as things went to sort of 40k 2nd edition, I think it was around about that time they were just kind of forgotten.
I was about to say, it's nothing to do with them, like maybe them thinking it's less serious or something, because they still make orcs, or they did in the sort of more goofy kind of way.
But what made what I mean back in the day when I was sort of into Games Workshop in the 90s, then they introduced Necrons, and I couldn't get my head around Necrons. And so you've got a really great faction like the Squats, and they've been in 40k for years, and they've all of a sudden gone, and now you've got Egyptian robots in space.
So it's true that
it looks like it's true, yeah. What does everyone think of what they look like though? Just for anyone that knew classic Squats, they didn't look like that.
It reminds me of something I just can't.
Like you said before, there's something towish about it.
Yeah, I really want to know what Ken thinks of it. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I could see. I mean, I wouldn't buy that unless I was buying it for sort of table role playing game or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see where they go with it. I guess wasn't there a Squat in, because they released that board game, didn't they? Is it Blackstone Fortress?
Yes.
Miller's got it. Miller's got it.
Looks like it does though. I mean, there we go. So Alex, no pad. Exactly. They had padded armor back in the day, or greens and reds, and they had las rifles and big, huge rocket launchers. Rich M as well. Squats used squads of motorcycles supported by massive artillery barrages from Outland. Oh yeah, they had land trains as well. They were fantastic.
See, that sounds cool.
There we go. So they're called the Legion of Voltan.
Isn't that the thing? Isn't that Brian Bless's character from Flash Gordon?
Volta. It wouldn't surprise me if they were using that. Very robot high tech, unlike the biker. Yeah, I mean back in today, they were very, very biker gang looking with the trikes and the bikes. So I think they're moving away from that.
Maybe they're going to say they got away, they got absorbed by the Tau, and now they come back with bigger and better guns or something. My limited knowledge of
mine's very so. Yeah, so Jones has put Tau got their weapon technology from the Squats.
Okay.
I just normally get the Squats from Curry, but that's a completely different conversation altogether.
I think Friends of General Haig says it for all of us.
Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive.
No, I mean, I honestly thought when it first came out, I thought it was going to be a bit of an April Fool's joke, but clearly not. I mean, did we ever think we were going to bring up Plastic Sisters of Battle? And they did. So, I don't think anything's ever off the table when it comes to them.
I mean, they are now. The thing is, they're big enough now to maybe sort of take these. I mean, everyone's talked about some of the choices that GW make, and maybe they, there is enough of the. Maybe they're just going to be allies, like a small allied contingent or something. Maybe not like a full army.
Do you reckon they'll still be called Squats though? Because they've been changing names, haven't they? So like
Astra
Militarum and.
But that was because they couldn't copyright the term Imperial Guard.
Yes.
Although that's just the cynic in me. But so I assume the term squat, other than as a sort of a not very nice descriptor of somebody, hasn't been sort of copyrighted. Although they called the Eldar got changed, didn't they, to like the Eldari or something like that. I suppose the Elder is used in Tolkien to describe elves.
Do they with the Imperial Guard? They still have Ogrins, don't they, and Ratlins?
Yeah. Yeah, they're still called Ogrins, I think, aren't they?
No, I'll be interested to see where it goes. I mean, it wouldn't get me to play 40k again.
What we really need here is Dom's opinion. I love even chatting about 40k in this chat.
No, he's not going to like that. Sorry, Dom. If you're watching this on the catch up, we apologise profusely for talking 10 minutes about Games Workshop stuff.
He's probably racing back right now to like cut the feed. Oh dear, but no. Well, what about so thinking about gaming room, would you put like a PlayStation and stuff like that in the same room? Would you have it all in one place, or would you would you find yourself torn?
No, I think I'd separate my hobbies out, because if I play video games, I like to just be sat in a living room. So I think I'd just be a 100% pure wargaming. I'd have to have a decent sound system in there though, speakers and all kinds of that malarkey. Yeah, but I mean, there'd obviously be a laptop and internet access, big TV. I think that'd definitely work. But yeah, an actual gaming consoles, no. Would you keep them separate or?
Yes. Yeah, I would, because I'd probably get annoyed with myself. Cause I'll be sitting there gaming. I'll be playing like some role play kind of thing, and then I'd go through it, and then I'll be looking at my models, and I'll be getting annoyed with myself that I wasn't doing the models, and then or there might be the outside chance that one of my kids would come in and start playing on the computer game or something, and then there's always the chance that they'll get a model. I found a random plastic warlord German, one of the few ones that I own just for skirmish games and Operation Squad, and it was in the kids' toys, so they've gotten hold of it somehow. I agree with Robin. Video games cut into my painting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this week I was saying before we came on, I spent the weekend just playing video games. I mean, yes, I did play Lawnmower Simulator, but I've just started replaying. I've just started replaying Red Dead Redemption 2. I've just started playing Skyrim, so it does cut into my painting time a lot. I do. Sometimes I have that hobby guilt. If I spent too long sat on my arse playing video games, or should I be sat on my arse painting? I don't know.
I definitely get hobby guilt. It
is real, isn't it?
It is real, but unless you make that active decision, like so in the last week, I knew that I wasn't going to be doing that much. Sort of, I was just sticking together a few models and working out what I was going to be working on, because I was wanting to spend some time on my videos and doing research, because that's it's what I enjoy. It's just unfortunately sometimes it ends up being a bit of a busman's holiday because of my job. I spend a lot of time sometimes doing reports and things like that. The last thing I want to do when I turn off is start looking through more things, even if it's for stuff that I like. I definitely get that guilt, especially if I have it in my head that like, I've only got a couple of units to finish before I can have a game with that project. A bit like with the Crusader stuff at the minute. I've only got I've got enough now to have a game. I'm just sorting out terrain and things like that. So hence buying those Blots buildings. So I think if I sat there and like, no, got to go and work on it.
I know for me this weekend, what I'm painting tonight is I'm putting flesh on these 2 US infantry. I should have done this over the weekend and I just didn't do it. And so tonight I actually guilted myself into start, because I really wanted to start painting those Stalingrad Germans. But if I don't get these out of the way, because I've got these are the ones I'm doing the video blog series over. So I need to get these done before I can do. Well, I've got two more of these, and then I can move on to stage 4, which is another 4 of these and an M10, and it's finished. That's the US infantry or the US mechanized platoon all done and dusted.
What are you doing next?
I'm going to move on to those German Stalingrad, because I'm really looking forward to doing the basing on them, because they're all going to be broken bricks and masonry and dust, and it's just going to I can see it in my head what I want them to look like. Whether that happens is another thing completely and entirely.
Be whatever bust we end up.
So I'll be working on a bust as well. I'm actually quite looking forward to that. It should be quite interesting.
I'm slightly terrified.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking about that, going, what don't I paint, and what's he going to buy? I don't do anything ultra modern really, and I suppose I do a bit of fantasy. I suppose the other, I've just got this worrying thing. It's going to have loads of flesh. Like it's going to be like like I don't know, like Achilles or something like that. It's just good.
I mean, I've seen people and they do German busts, and it's like they do splinter camo at that scale. I'd be like, I can't do that. It would be an absolute total disaster zone. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I like Alex here. M10, whoop. Yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed building those M10s. Ken didn't Ken have to get rid of his Stalingrad project? Didn't he say that it went all warped?
The boards get warped or something like that. I think they did. I think he got rid of it all. Yeah, I think he.
I think he took them to the tip. Yeah, so Leslie,
he's going to redo them. That was his plan.
That was what I mean. That's what I was thinking last week. Look, it was a TT Combat MDF models, but having used that Vallejo textured paint, I was going to get some of the grey stuff and just paint them with that.
I've got some of that grey stuff. Yeah, they would work really, really well because I keep thinking about making well, the idea originally was a Budapest urban setting using their Venice buildings as a starting point. And because they've got that built-in canal system with it to create your bridges, was to try and model that part of the river in Budapest, which I've seen, which already gets quite narrow, where they blew up the one of the smaller bridges and you had to ruin bridge. I thought that obviously maybe not for bolt actions, it wouldn't be that good for tanks, but for games like bolt action firefight or for Operation Squad.
Yeah, I think for Operation Squad it worked really well. Yeah,
that would be it. Leon's here. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Thank you for dropping in.
I watched Leon's video.
Oh, which one?
The Lord of the Rings one.
Brilliant, wasn't it? That was fantastic. That made my day when he put that up. That was absolutely fantastic.
So I bought this, and then I needed this, and then I'll be like, that's dedication to a project, Leon. I salute you, sir. That's going all in right there.
That is, and you don't have time to be on a stream. You need to be painting orcs and Rohirrim, my friend. That's what you need to be doing. Pickle Blowfish has just said he's finally looking back into war games after Gundam sparked the desire to paint a model. The new Epic Warlord game stuff looks neato, like the tiniest go. Seriously. Funny enough, if you check out Leon's channel, who's just commented above you, he's working on some of the Epic stuff as well, and you can see some little painting guides and some of the things he's done to sort of get his packs to go further. So check that out. But yeah, if you haven't done any kind of black powder gaming before and you're looking for somewhere to start, then yeah, the Epic stuff is probably the way to go if you want some big battles. But definitely, yeah, have a look at that. But yes, I did enjoy watching Leon stack up all those boxes one by one. I kept wondering what's coming next. What's coming next?
Oh, he's giving us a teaser here. The madness continues. New video next week.
But the thing is it going to be a new video where he's painted something he's got, or is it going to be, and I've bought this, and I've bought this, and I've got this? Because the problem is, and I know we've talked about it before, and those character packs are, some people consider them a little bit dear, but they're so nice. They're some of the nicest sculpted miniatures. Is like the new Saruman and the Eowyn and the Aemir and all of that. That new Witch King was amazing to paint, and they're just good fun. Really, really, really good fun.
Leon, can you time how long it takes to paint the entire thing? I'd love to. I'm very interested.
I'd be more interested in how long it's going to take to assemble. But you see, you're quite lucky because those orcs, the majority of those orcs are all single sculpt, and you just stick on a shield. That's all you're doing. You just stick on the shield. So you get 12 separate orcs. I think half of them can have shields or something, and they're all, I can't remember exactly. So you just, you just get them, and then like Bungerman, they're done quite quickly. But some of those character models that he's bought, like the Eowyn one, I think like the hair comes in like 3 separate pieces. I'm not joking.
Nah, I don't think it's something I'll be. I mean, when I did the one I'm painting at the moment, this US Met one, I bought all that in one go. I bought everything I needed in one go, and I've not been tempted to get anything else because I know that I've built it's about 1,000 points. So once I finish that, I'm going to leave it at that. Well, I won't leave it. I'm going to add to it, obviously, but I think that approach for me works well, unless I'm doing like a test thing.
Yeah,
where you don't know what.
Is that what you do? I mean, I think we've discussed this before, but I can't remember when. But sorry, I know we're going slightly off topic here. We went off topic ages ago. Sorry, Tom. But what do you do? Do you go all in and buy? Because I know you plan lots of bolt action forces and you plan exactly what you want, but they're not. And by any means, I'm not trying to say you don't do it, but they're not huge forces, are they? Miniaturized?
No.
So you can go. I've planned out exactly what I want. Here's my M10. Here's my 2 sections of X, and here's my support weapons Y, and then I've got this as support. You'll just go in and buy the whole thing.
Yeah. So this one I'm painting at the moment, the mechanized, the tank platoon tank destroyer platoon. It's basically 16 individual figures and 4 vehicles, and that's it. That's 1,000 points.
Okay.
just because I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I just like the feel of it, and I wanted, because it was like kind of getting back into bolt action. I just wanted something completely different to what I painted before.
Yeah.
So I just sat down. I wrote the list out. I wrote and just exactly what I wanted, and just bought what I needed.
Yeah.
I've been working on those sort of on and off. I've not been going too fast or too slow. I've just been doing it at a comfortable pace. And I think that's worked for me because I've been doing other things. So I've been working on revamping my late war Germans. I started this Blitz Stalingrad project. So with the Stalingrad, I just bought what I plan to do that is just paint the starter box.
Right.
Because it's more of an experimental one, this, because I don't know how it's going to turn out. I really don't.
Okay.
Oh, here we go, from Leon. He's assembled it all.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to try it, get it all done in 10 days.
You must have a headache from all that plastic glue.
Yeah,
you must.
I'd be listening to the Grateful Dead by the end of that. I really would be.
You see, for projects, I do buy a lot. I mean, with the exception of where the Wars of the Roses project is now, I tend to buy things either like a brigade or a command at a time. That means so. I bought enough Normans to do my first sort of brigade, if you like, of those. So about four or five units roughly. I did the same with the Seljuks, with the Saracens. I've done enough to, because then I'm like, okay, I've got enough to game with. So I'd rather build up 2 small forces and build 1 big force. And then when I get to the point where I've done, say, 2 brigades per side, that's when I just kind of start randomly buying things that I want. And that's why with the Wars of the Roses, apart from at the moment, because I have a lack of plastic, I just have boxes sitting around, and you're just like, oh, I just fancy building Wars of the Roses units, so I'll just get out some guys and snip them. I just like having that ability. That's the same where I'm at with my Napoleonics as well. You know, anything like, you know, I've just built those up brigade at a time after the initial starter box, and now I'm just sort of like picking and choosing. But I get, it's like but then like that to Brook thing, you know, that's 2 small armies, 2 small brigades. I finished doing them actually. Sorry, that's something I forgot. I've assembled all these Shermans, and then I had a right pig of a time popping the guy in the top and having the machine gun on there.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it'd be quite cramped.
I couldn't work out how he's meant to fit. So I've done one, and I've kind of done the machine gun kind of leant off to the side. But then after that, I was like, no, it looks rubbish. So I'm not putting the crew on the other ones. So
I generally don't put tank crews in. I just generally have them all closed hatched. There's an interesting thing. So Robin, I wish I was organised. I buy random kits, change directions 4 times, and spend a fortune on postage.
So he was so Robin in the last week has started a new project, which I know is going to come up in the picture. So I guess we'll talk about it then. But he was sending me some abuse. I'm not the only reason he did it, but I just pointed out like how easy something would be, and I think that may have helped him make a decision. So maybe we should have a look at some of the photos.
Yes, let's do that.
I still can't see anything apparently.
All right, okay.
Can you get those up?
So here we go. Start with this one. So this is it that one? I think it's this one. So this is Adrian 5th Hussars. That's lovely, isn't it?
That's right. What manufacturer is that? Front rank?
I don't know.
I really like that. I love how they look, and he's just an amazing job. Every time I look at them, I just start getting flashbacks. I just start feeling.
These are the ones you wanted me to try, aren't they?
Yeah, but I won't buy that for a bus because you've painted Napoleonics. It's got to be something that neither of it, like nothing like we've ever done for one, and not something that we hate doing either. Just something that we haven't done. But yeah, that's what I wanted you to paint was a hussar, just because of all the piping on the on the jacket. But that is awesome looking.
Too much. Look at that. Just look at that.
Oh wow.
So that's battle group from Bill. That is what you call a setup right there.
That is fantastic.
What scale is that? Is that 15 or 20 mil? Don't say it's 28.
I think that's 15, isn't it?
I think it might be 15.
It looks fantastic.
It does look fantastic. I mean, you could happily game on that for bleeding hours. Top stuff, Bill. Yes, I saw this, and yeah, look at that.
Wow.
This is Paul. This is his epic ACW Confederates. So some
Lovely.
rebs. They do, even at that scale. I know it's quite no far. They do the uniform colours he's used for them. No, the sort of the mismatch.
Yeah.
The different random colours. They just looks good. I say against a scale. I really wish I'd have enjoyed painting them, but unfortunately, I just didn't.
Unfortunately, you just hated every second of it.
It wasn't that. It was the same stand over and over again. I like variety. I like a smorgasbord of painting. I'm like a tapas painter. I like bits and pieces.
You are the patatas bravas.
That's a great way of putting it. That's my new name from now on. But no, there wasn't enough variety for me.
All right.
Okay, here we have Andy with some 6mm Prussian Hussars.
Wow.
He's been knocking out the 6mm stuff recently. 6mm and 10mm stuff, Andy.
Yeah, I know. I was just watching with jealousy. I've still been put off 6mm by my samurai experience recently. So soon to be rehomed with somebody, so that'll be nice. I don't know who.
Up next, we have some more. What's this? English Civil War. Are they English Civil War? Oh yeah, they are.
Yes.
So this is Don.
Oh yes, no, I know he's doing some ECW stuff, but they are really, really nice, very nice. I love the
what manufacturer are they?
I don't think they're Warlord. Do they Avon Post maybe?
I don't know. What were those ones that Miller bought, where he bought like half a ton of them?
You have to be bought. Oh, what? Oh, is in a literal half ton.
Literal half ton of metal.
they were bicorn. I don't think those are bicorn. They look these look sort of more sort of fine sculpted.
Yeah.
I mean, not a bicorn, but bicorn are quite chunky. So I wonder if these are Avon, but they're lovely. Whatever, they look awesome.
Yeah. Either way, very, very nice. So here we have some. Oh, these are lovely Prussian musketeers. The faces on them are just fantastic.
I love the guy shouting on the right.
Yeah. Oh, those bases as well. It's lovely. Oh, God. Everything about that, Chris, is just fantastic.
But the tufts, it just looks brilliant.
Imagine an entire army based like that. That would look so striking. Fast forward to World War II now. Felix taking a bit of a break from his Napoleonic adventures.
He's knocking them out as well, isn't he?
He is. He's putting me to shame. He really is. I mean, I think my days of painting naps are over. So, but I do know sometimes you do need a bit of a break from what you've been painting on. So he's painted up this rather fetching Panzer III in early war grey. Very nice. Definitely, there should be more appreciation for the Panzer III. Great little tank. Nice workhorse.
Why? Explain to me. Explain it as a layman. Explain to me.
It was just a workhorse. It was just very versatile, and it looked nice as well. It's very angular. That's why I like it. But when that plastic one I made from Warlord, yeah, lovely kit put together. I think that is the plastic Warlord one, isn't it?
It looks. I don't want to say it looks plastic. I don't mean that in a horrible way. But...
No. Because the Panzer IV that came with my Blitzkrieg one's resin.
Very, very nice. Very cool. Is that going to come to? Is Felix? No, Felix is playing in a Napoleonic game, isn't he? Crack on all that.
Yes, he is. Here we have
probably coming as well.
Oh, some O Group and Flames of War from Craig. So Alex would be very interested in these again. Do you know what? Look at that. Look, top left. Based vehicles. Craig, I approve of. I actually approve of the entire thing, but yeah, basing vehicles.
Do you know what you should do if you ever go around Ken's house? Is when he opens it. You know, if you ever go in there and his back is turned, just have some MDF bases in your pocket. Just quickly wax some super glue and stick them onto it.
The trauma. Is Ken some papal artillery?
Wow. Just
very impressive. Just really, really impressive.
I really like the sculpts on those. Those are really, really nice.
I mean, for art, I mean, sometimes you get artillery pieces and the crew look very static. Like they're just stood around doing nothing. They actually look like they're in the middle of carnage.
Firing, reload, reload.
Brilliant. No, absolutely, really fantastic work from Ken. This.
Yeah, I've got him. I've got him to. Is it Bold? No, I haven't got him actually. I've got someone, but Moonstone is those miniatures are lovely to paint, and that is fantastic.
That is just brilliant.
That is fantastic. I was actually, I keep on. We're going to have a game and pop it on the channel, just something a bit different to do. But they are lovely. Look at the skin.
I know. Just everything about that miniature is just spot on. I just so good.
Lovely stuff.
And the basing as well. Oh, duh. I've got to stop looking at these things. You give me ideas.
It's good. It's good. Well,
they're sisters of battle.
They are. They look fantastic as well. I've not seen them in a purple.
No, I think most people tend to go for the traditional black scheme.
Yeah.
But they look. I mean, to be fair, I'll admit I've been tempted to just buy a box of these because I remember when they first came out and there was no metal army for about 400 years before they released them in plastic. So they do look nice, and space nuns with big guns. I'm pretty sure.
Did you mean that to rhyme?
No, it just came out that way.
So we've got the name of your pub, which is was it the flail?
The flagellance flail.
We got that. Then we've got your what was the other thing just now? Your what was your kind of? And now we've got what was it? Space Nuns with Guns. Name of your album.
I dread to think what some of the cask ales will be called.
Wow, I think we can have a good one on that.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Back to World War II with Phil. There's some Winter British. Love the basing on those, Phil. You've absolutely nailed that. As someone's been doing winter basing recently, it's difficult to get that good balance between underwhelming and overwhelming. But I think those tufts really do set it off, and the weathering on the tank as well. Yeah, fantastic.
That is cool. It's always weathering on tanks is always something that I'm interested in because it's very easy to overdo it, and I think it's just got just the right amount. Because otherwise, what's the point in painting? You might as well just slap weathering on it and then just go.
There's some I've seen like there is the. Do you want some tank with your weathering?
Yeah,
it is difficult, and it's all about getting that happy balance. I mean, sometimes I think I go over the top with the weathering on the tracks, with the mud, but that's normally to hide the 4 million mistakes that I make when building tracks. So it has got an ulterior motive there. Oh, this from Stig.
Oh yes, I did see that. That's just beautiful. I was just amazed at the number of trees. Did you make all those trees? That is amazing.
That's a lot of trees.
I've got some. That's one of the other things I've been ordering. I'm going to be making. My trees are finally given up the ghost, so I need to build some more, and I need some with sort of rocky, deserty basing on them. So if you look on my Google search history, genuinely, it would say I was looking up deciduous trees of the Anatolian region for Turkey, so I could kind of work out like what they, what type of trees, how leafy were they. I know.
How leafy.
I'm a sad man.
I think as gamers, we just generally have very, very strange internet search histories.
We do. I did tell you once. Did I tell you once that I my wallet got I didn't get nicked. I left it in a taxi when I was very, very drunk, and it got handed in at the police station. And I had my bolt action receipt, my order. I printed off the confirmation. I didn't fold it up in there, and I went to get it back from the police station. And I had to get it off this copper with this very amused look on his face, saying, "All right, so what is this MG42 team and Tiger?" Was like, it's a shopping list, or it's a order for little plastic men that I'm going to attempt to stick together with a hangover.
Did he believe you?
Yeah, I think I had that look. He was like, "Yeah, okay, fine. There you go. See you." Bye. Off you go.
Off you go, you massive weirdo. Steve, it's a Hippogriff Reaper.
That's right. Is that for his Flames of War? Not Flames of War.
Flames of War. Yeah,
Flames of War.
Unless it's taken a very
totally see that in Flames of War.
It's taken a very odd turn recently. Yeah, I think Kings of War. I love that. I love the greens and the turquoise and that. Really, really.
It's just nice, bright miniatures. I sometimes think that I paint my stuff too dull and lose a lot of sort of like muted tones. So when I see stuff like that, it always makes me think I need to splash some color.
Yeah,
on my models, and then I forget.
My better half, I think that those figures would look better with a bit of electric pink on them. I'm like, they're in Stalingrad. They wouldn't need electric pink. I don't own electric pink to put on these figures. Right, we mentioned them earlier.
Oh, yeah. Right. So they are lovely, aren't they?
They are
so,
nice.
So Robin is working on some normals. I don't know if he wants me to say what his actual project is he's doing, because it's not 100 million miles away from what I'm doing, so it might be that we have an opponent. But basically, it's a he was messaging me just going, oh, it's really hard not to buy that that Victrix set, for 30 quid you get, a pack of 60. Just how many Normans do you get? And I said, well, think about it this way. In the sort of games that we've been playing in the Wars of the Roses, that's 4 units. That's a brigade, basically. Right. Add a commander and you're done, because we do about 3 bases to a unit, 15 models a unit, because they're quite big and in quite wide poses, so you can't squeeze as many on. So if you got that, and then you're that's 4 units of 15. And then I got a response. I think he just said "damn you" or something like that, something along some of those lines.
I think when you point something like that out to someone, that it could actually be a good idea. It's probably not the intervention they were expecting.
No, but he did. He's hand painted all those shields. He's hand painting all of those.
You utter madman.
They are lovely.
You wouldn't catch me doing anything like that. And last but not least, we have Barry with some really rather awesome scatter.
Oh, wicked. Is that for sort of rough ground? That is really nice.
That is nice, isn't it?
That is really, really, really nice. Is that for rough ground or an impassable terrain, that kind of?
Yeah, just I think it's just scatter terrain, but yeah, I think that would constitute rough ground. I just love those rocks. They're just so nice.
They really are. They just look what they are. I assume is that real slate. I assume it looks like
it looks like it. I used to. I'm not going to admit to theft or anything like that, but there was a place where I used to procure some slate many years ago. Just leave it at that.
Oh dear. I think I can work it. I think I've worked that one out straight. But guys, that's awesome. I mean, remember, pop over to the Facebook group and post your stuff up in there. Even if we don't have time to get it up on the show, there's always loads of feedback and just comments, and people want to know what's going on. It really is. Although I've now also, which I'm not going to tell you, I've purchased some models just because of what I've seen people painting. I've got no interest in this period, but I was like, oh, I'll buy some of those. I'll paint those up. And so I kind of both hate and really appreciate it.
See, I am very close to buying something that I don't think people would think I would buy and paint. And it's because I've seen several people in the Facebook group posting pictures of said lovely figures.
Yeah.
Whether I actually, you just want to paint something for the sake of painting it, and you see people and that's why I love the Facebook group, is that there's never a day where I look at it and don't go, I could really buy that, or I could really start that, you really have to wind yourself back from starting. I mean, if I was to buy something every time I looked at the Facebook group, I would literally, I'd be sleeping on my kitchen table, because everything else would just be full of plastic boxes and all kinds of stuff.
Definitely. So what's your plans for the week then, model miniature wise and channel? What are you working on? So
I'm going to finish these, definitely. So 2 US infantry, and then I've got 2 more after that, and then I can start stage 4 and start another M10. Looking forward to that. The last one I did it in a day. Right. Then I want to finish putting snow on, or updating the snow on my Stalingrad Germans, because I want to do a showcase video for those. Right. I've had quite a few people asking me how the scheme that I use and the technique for the snow. So I'll be doing that. I honestly thought I'd done a showcase video for it, and quite clearly I hadn't. So and last but not least, I'm going to be making a start on painting my early Stalingrad Germans, because I finally got around to picking up the Stalingrad book last week, and it's really got me inspired. Some really good rules in there, some good new units as well. And that was why, looking through the Stalingrad book, that's why I nearly went and bought all those TT combat buildings, which is I just don't need at the moment. Because I really want to do like Ken was doing his modular one, but I want to do it on 1 foot by 1 foot boards that I can just put.
Yeah, that's what those TT combat ones are. That's exactly what I was thinking about, and doing a 3x3, but making it really built up. Because I thought even for sort of bolt action firefight, if it's really built up and you've got more height, and so people can move up and down, the fact you've lost that extra, you've lost the foot off the 4x4, it will compensate for it.
Yeah, but it's a dangerous plan that I really want to do. I think I'll do it. I think it might be a summer project for me. I want to get the thing is though, I'll probably need to paint a Russian army as well, or a Soviet army. Sorry, because I'll need some opposition for Stalingrad, and I just, as much as it's those plastic kits that with the separate arms and weapons are totally putting me off. But I shall tackle that when I come to it. So what are your plans? Anything a bit more?
Yeah, I'm going to finish. So I'm just working on some plastic Normans at the minute, but I'm working, and there's a couple of people who know what I'm doing, but I'm not going to share it. But they've been repurposed for something else, because I've got my core units of my first brigade, if you like. I've got those archers on the way. I've got enough Normans to build another 3 units if I want. I was like, so I can spare a few. And there was something I picked up a few months ago at Salute, and I was like, oh, I can use that. I'm going to see what I can do. So I'm going to have that built. I've got these guys painted, so that won't take long. I want to get my Shermans done, and that'll be all the British done.
Oh yes.
So that'll be out of the way. And I would like, if I get a bit of time at the weekend, I'm going to try and hit all those MDF buildings in one go and just get them done, because I've got my cans of mixed Dulux, so I should be able to get those done in one hit, and then I'll have all I want. I put in an order with Last Valley for some more terrain, so I've got some of that coming, and hopefully all the things that have been ordered are going to be arriving. Video wise, I've got another, because I did a history video that's out. It came out earlier this evening, so yeah, if you want to go and watch that, and I've got another one coming out for a different period, so it'll be the first one for a different period. So I've done the loads of the photos and that, but the history stuff, I write a bit more of a script for them, because, well, there's facts, and I just want to make sure I've got those things written down. So I've got some editing to do, and I'm planning a couple of things to do with CrackCon, the game, CrackCon, because all the 2 groups, the Lancastrians and the Yorkists, they're well into their planning, to the point now where I'm trying to work out how many units I've got to provide, and I realised that I need to build a commander for someone. So I've got to get on that, and it's not a commander I particularly wanted to build, so that'll be interesting. I'm going to have a look what I've got, but I can make something. And I suppose, and I don't know, I've just got a couple of little side projects to do with the channel and gaming, but there seems to be a lot going on at the minute. I was saying this in the week. I was sending lots of emails to various people about, like, either CrackCon or the channel or other things. It just seemed to be loads going on at the minute. So I'm going to try and finish some things now. That's the plan.
Busy week. Now I've got plans for bolt action over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's going to be the main thing for me. But yeah, really looking forward to getting started on these Stalingrad Germans, though. I think and the winter ones as well. Repurposing them with the better snow certainly made them look a bit better, because I think they look the part. They're so dull and dusty and horrible looking. I think the snow sort of it does complement them. So
yeah, well. Yeah. I was just gonna say as well. Obviously, you guys, come over, join the Facebook group, join the chat over there, and of course, if there's any topics, rather than just questions, if there's any topics you guys want like to discuss in all seriousness, pop them in there. If there's some kind of question, we're sort of planning out the next sort of few weeks. So if you've got anything or anything that you think would be a good topic, maybe something we haven't covered before, then let us know. And we'll have a go. We've got a few guests that have been booked in, so they'll be coming in over the next few weeks, and we'll let you know what nights they're coming in on. And of course, we have CrackCon in 5
weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
5 weeks. So yeah,
that's come round fast. It really has.
Yeah, it has. Next week, the stream normally would be with me. After Dom, but obviously I did it last week, so the order's been a little bit mucked about with. So what we'll do, we'll let everybody know in the group where that's going to be in the next couple of days. We'll get ourselves sorted and get on there. So just bear with us. Otherwise, we hopefully Dom won't kill us.
And hopefully we're back to a full complement. Our erstwhile comrades will be back with us in the very near future. Like Martin said, keep a lookout in your subscriptions and on the Facebook group to find out whose channel is up next. Well, we've reached 10 o'clock. So a big thank you for everyone who's checked in tonight. Bit of chat, very interesting. Big massive thank you to everyone that's watching this on the catch up. We always appreciate that. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.